Hey, sweeties, my smothered turkey recipe. Oh, it is so good. Requested for Thanksgiving multiple times. Is perfect any time of the year. A turkey recipe that makes its own gravy. Just let's get into it. But first, please subscribe to Sweet Savant. Hit that thumbs up, that notification bell. And now let's get into this delicious smothered turkey recipe. We're starting off with 2 turkey thighs. They are about a pound apiece, and 4 turkey wings. I forgot to take the measurement of these, but they're not very large. They're probably less than a pound apiece, and they are the flat and the tip section. So I'm gonna separate them, cut that wing tip off. I'm gonna still cook it with the whole smothered turkey dish, but it just makes it fit better into the pan, and it can be a little tricky to cut through that joint, but if you sort of bend it back and forth and see where the joint is, cut it, and then crack it open, and you can see where you need to place your knife to cut that turkey wing. And you need a good sturdy knife for this, because that wing joint, it's not as straight through as like a chicken wing. It takes a little more effort. I have my homemade seasoned salt blend. You can use whatever seasoned salt you like. I'll put my link to my seasoned salt recipe in the description box. And we are going to just generously season our turkey, and I'm going to brown it. I'm using a Le Creuset Dutch oven. Why did I forget what it's called? A Le Creuset Dutch oven. This one is about 7 quarts. Lodge also makes a great Dutch oven. They make it in several sizes, and it's much more affordable than the Le Creuset one. You can use a roasting pan if you like. And while our turkey is browning, and we're going to brown it in batches because it's a lot of food, we're going to chop up our peppers, our sweet bell peppers. I'm using yellow, but red or orange would all be perfect there. And I'm just going to rough chop it into chunks. And then I'm going to use an onion. So 1 pepper, 1 whole white onion, chopped into chunks. They're about maybe a 1/2 inch square. I'm not being super precise with the measurement, so just a rough chop, and get these ready to go into our pan once the turkey has finished browning. One thing to remember when you are browning your turkey is to keep that meat over low to medium heat and let it take its time to brown, because you don't want to burn those seasonings, and you don't want to have that burned flavor then go into your final dish. So let it brown, but don't let it burn. I'm going to chop up some garlic as well. That goes in a little later, after I have sauteed the onions and the peppers, because the garlic can brown much faster, burn much faster than those onions and peppers. So we remove our meat from the pan, and we add in our peppers and onions. And you can see just the peppers and onions, the liquid, the water that's in there starts to deglaze the bottom of the pan. And now we create a little space to add in our garlic, and I'll put in the amounts will be in the description box, so you know exactly how much of whatever I've used. And then we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of butter. Let that melt, and we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of flour, and that's going to be our roux. We're going to cook it a bit, and that's going to thicken the gravy. That's the smothered part. It makes it creamy without adding cream. So let's melt in that butter, and then we'll add in our flour, and that's just all-purpose flour. Stir that around and let it get nice and coated in the oils that we have in our pan. Then we're going to add in our chicken stock. Now this is some chicken stock that is homemade. You don't have to have homemade. Actually, I'm going to supplement this a little bit because I don't have quite enough. But I made some giblet broth. But I'm also going to add a little, get a little help from some Better Than bouillon, which is this is the low sodium chicken Better Than bouillon. You can also use like a bouillon cube or chicken. This is a Nor chicken bouillon. That's more salty. So be sure you adjust your salt if you're adding that. Then our Worcestershire sauce. It's got to be, for me, Lee and Perrins. That's the best Worcestershire sauce. Not sponsored, but it really adds that depth of flavor, fresh thyme, and a bay leaf. Put your turkey back in. It looks good already, but we're not ready yet. We're going to put this into the oven, and first we're going to bring it up to a simmer on the stove. And we're going to cover it and put it into the oven, and then we're going to let that cook for about an hour and a half or so. You're going to have to check it just to make sure that you're getting it as tender as you like. And now, with all that gravy, we've got to have a little rice dressing. Yes, don't you dare call it dirty rice because my mother-in-law would have a fit, honey. Dirty rice is not what we're calling it. Rice dressing. I'll give you the full recipe for the rice dressing in the next video. You're going to have to come back for that one. But these are a match made in heaven. This is why I had that giblet broth, is from cooking chicken gizzards. And it gives you quite a delicious, rich broth. Livers, sausage, gizzards, aromatics, onions and peppers, some cooked rice. Yeah, this is, I think, my favorite side dish. It's a holiday thing. So I usually make this on Thanksgiving. My mother-in-law is from Louisiana, and I started making this because of her, and she absolutely loves it. It's one of my favorite dishes too, and yeah, you're gonna like this one. So our turkey now is ready to come out of the oven. Let's take a look at it. Look at the color. Even in the oven, as it's simmering down, it gets that beautiful, beautiful color on it. So tender, so succulent. Look, the bones just come right out. Oh, and the gravy. You gotta have the gravy. Don't forget the gravy. I'm thrilled with how this came out. And these are like smaller turkey pieces, but some of it already has come off in the sauce, and it's absolutely perfect. Succulent turkey, rich gravy. This is what gets requested in my house for Thanksgiving. Please subscribe to Sweet Savant. Hit that thumbs up, that notification bell, and y'all have a delicious day.